Pete here. Today we are back in the shop, and I don't know about you guys, but I love mountain biking. And if you like mountain biking, you've probably spent a lot of money on your mountain bike and all the stuff that goes with it. But for those of us who haven't fallen in love with biking yet and don't realize like you should spend everything you own on a bike and you want to get into it, you don't need to spend $2,000-3,000 on a bike to go out and just find out if you like mountain biking. There are bikes under $1,000 that will do everything you need, and one of those bikes is the Diamondback line. Today we're going to take a look at that bike and see the features that it has and if it's really enough to get you out there in the woods. Spoiler, it is. The Diamondback line is a aluminum frame mountain bike, hardtail. So you just have suspension up front. It has a Suntour XCR 120 fork on there. It's got 32mm stanchions and a lockout on there. So if you want to lock it out for climbing or just riding around on the streets and you don't want the fork bobbing up and down on you, it'll do that. Also have an crank set on the bike. You sure do. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the drivetrain on this bike, and you get an alloy crank with a 30-tooth sprocket on there, narrow wide, so it'll keep the chain on. It has a sealed cartridge bottom bracket, Shimano Shadow 9-speed rear derailleur. This bike features a Shimano 9-speed M3000 SR shifter as well, KMC 9-speed chain, and 32-hole hubs, alloy. Wink, 100mm, so you're not getting that boost spacing, but for under $1,000 you're probably not going to find that on anything. Then you get stainless steel spokes. It's nice to have those and know that they're good. MD35 double walled rims. They were a very wide rim. I think they're about 35mm wide, so if you're out there on the trail with these beefy tires that it has in the 2.8s, you're going to be able to roll over everything, not have to worry about twisting up a rim like you do on a lot of the budget bikes that are coming out these days. This bike really has some pretty substantial wheels on there to keep you rolling, and there are a lot of rocks out here. So the guys at Diamondback also include a nice pair of pedals on this bike. When you're looking at budget bikes, one of the first things you'll notice is companies skimp on the pedals every time. Not this bike. You got a nice pair of sturdy alloy pedals on there to really support your feet. You're not going to have to go out and spend another $50 to $80 just to get a pair of pedals that are going to do a halfway decent job when you get a really nice pair of pedals on this bike. The guys at Diamondback have also included their shorty stem on here with a 45mm reach. You're not going to be way out there on an old school geometry bike that's going to tip you over the bars anytime you come into some steep terrain. The line is one of the first bikes in their lineup that gives you that modern geometry and allows for you to really control the bike when descending and ascending. All in all, you got to say the Diamondback line is a really nice bike for under $1,000. Got the suspension fork with a lockout, hydraulic disc brakes, a 1x drivetrain with a chain guide on there to help keep it on there when you're in the really rough stuff. 2.8 tires. I mean, you're going to roll over everything with those 2.8 tires and not feel a bump. That's kind of a lie. You're going to feel bumps because you're mountain biking. That's what you're supposed to do. But it's going to soften up the trail quite a bit without going to a full suspension and spending all kinds of coins that you don't need to spend just to get out in the woods and see if you like mountain biking. So be sure to come back for more rad videos here on my channel. Give us a like, subscribe. If you've got one of these Diamondback lines, let us know what you're riding, what kind of upgrades you've got, and how your bike is treating you. Thanks for watching.